Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's a pretty interesting news update this week. First of all, I will let you know I do have 3 more booster packs I'm going to be opening up. I've got the base set X and Y, Flashfire, and the long-awaited Breakthrough. So I'm going to open those at the end of the video. As always, I'll give the online TCG code cards to the viewers in the form of leaving a question of the day for you to answer, and whoever answers that question of the day in the comments using hashtag QOTD will be put into the running for one of these code cards. That's coming up a little bit later there. And I noticed with the question of the day, what I've not been doing that I actually want to do is answer it myself. Because I give you guys the question, but I don't really give my own feedback or insight into the question. And originally I wasn't really focused on doing that because I didn't want to sort of influence your responses. Like, I want to hear your actual honest responses, your first instinct to respond to that question. But I figured, no, for a little more interaction, I'll leave my response in the video, and you guys can still answer it however you like. So I think I missed out on 2 so far. 2 weeks ago the question was, what are you most looking forward to receiving this holiday season? And for me, I'm at that awkward phase of life where I'm a grown-up and I kind of don't need anything. Like, anything I want I can just, get for myself eventually. But 2 things that I would really like to get for this holiday season would be a couple of more better video editing software and video recording software for my system, so I can start doing these videos a little bit better. I would like to get a screen capture device that can record longer than 15 minutes, because I've come into some issues in the past with the TCG matches where the 15-minute free time limit runs out. So I'd like to get a better recorder for that, plus I wouldn't have the watermark on the bottom. Not that that bothers me that much, because I don't really even notice it when I'm editing or reviewing the videos, but I know for some viewers out there, they might see the watermark, it might be a little distracting. So I'd like to get a better screen recorder and a better video editor so I can start putting in, some better effects and stuff. And I've heard, I think it's called Sony Vegas. I've heard a number of YouTubers use that one. So if I am going to get one, I'm going to look into something like that. So that is 2 weeks ago. That was the question of the day, I believe. And just last week, the question, I think it was, which is your favorite legendary or mythical Pokemon? And for me, I'm not that focused on legendaries. Like, if you've been seeing my battles online, I have more of an intention to the lesser Pokemon to try to make them stand up to things such as the legendaries. But one legendary that I've always been a fan of is Zapdos, the original electric flying type. Forget Thundurus, forget Emolga. Zapdos was where it was at since Generation 1, the only electric type that was immune to its only weakness of ground. Of course, it gains the ice and rock weaknesses in being a flying type, but forget about that. But anyways, yeah, Zapdos I'd say was definitely one of my favorite legendaries ever since the first generation, and I don't think anyone's really topped that list ever since. There's been some cool ones for sure, but I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia. I just like Zapdos. So that's my responses to my own questions of the day. I will have another one for you at the end of this video as I start opening those booster packs, and we're going to give you guys a chance to respond, putting your comment down below using the hashtag QOTD. You might get one of those random code card from the booster packs once I open them up. Now, 2 big mentions I'm going to make before we get into those booster packs, and they're actually pretty interesting. The first one I'm a little bit late on because as I was recording, editing, and preparing, preparing last week's news update video, they actually made a big announcement on Pokemon.com, and I had already finished editing my video, so I thought I can't actually include it in this week's news update, but I'll do it next week, which is today. So they have finally released officially the this is Weird Al here, the Pokemon Volcanion, or Volcanion, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it is the first fire and water type Pokemon ever. And this is a mythical Pokemon which is said to create steam within its body from the fire and the water, and it expels it out and gouges out sections of the land. And in the video that they put up, we actually see it use 2 pretty interesting moves. It's got Overheat and Hydro Pump. So it's going to be pretty cool seeing this thing in battle. It's known as the Steam Pokemon, and it's got some pretty powerful attacks of both of those types. Now, when they first announced it, I was looking at it thinking, what are the weaknesses? How can we deal with this thing? And I'm seeing some weaknesses in electric, ground, and rock for sure. And I don't know if there's any other weaknesses. Water's weak to grass, but fire resists, so that would be neutral. And fire, I'm pretty sure, only has the weaknesses of water, which water resists, so that's neutral, rock, and ground. So I think those are the only 3 weaknesses that we're going to have to work with. Now, what you want to maybe do to deal with this is get a Pokemon that's resistant to both fire and water. A dragon type would definitely be good, and use some of those types of moves. So perhaps a maybe a Mega Ampharos could do good, and possibly a Garchomp with Earthquake. So there are ways to deal with this new method. I can't even speak. There are ways to deal with this new mythical Pokemon, and it's going to be interesting to see it, though. I don't know what they're going to do with an official release. Like, maybe it's going to be like the Hoopa event. They're just going to release the Volcanion to be downloaded as a mystery gift, but we'll see how that goes. Now, the other mention I'm going to make is a big announcement for the TCG, and it's one of our regular announcements every few months. The new expansion, BREAKpoint, has been revealed. Now, they've only shown a few cards so far, but we're going to take a look at them as we get into the news here. And it's going to be in February. I think February 3rd is the release date for this new set in North America. It's going to have over 120 new cards, and it's introducing 5 new BREAK evolutions, including Golduck BREAK, Greninja BREAK, and Luxray BREAK. And it's also including 11 EXs, 2 of which will be Mega Evolution. And it's interesting because I think usually some of the previous sets have had more Mega Evolutions than that. But we're getting 2 at least in this new set. And they've mentioned that there's going to be a shiny Mega Gyarados, as opposed to a regular, and a Mega Scizor. Both of them, of course, EX Pokemon. And I thought it was interesting they're giving us a shiny Mega Gyarados before they've given us a regular Mega Gyarados. Then I thought in the Mega Metagross collection, they actually gave us shiny Metagross and shiny Mega Metagross before there was another Metagross. And in fact, it's actually the only Mega Metagross EX card that's in the TCG so far. So I guess it's nothing too unexpected that they're giving us a shiny form of a Mega as opposed to a regular. So anyway, we're going to take a look at the 3 cards that they've shown on Pokemon.com so far, starting with the Gyarados-EX. It has the Stormy Seas attack. It says, flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, search your deck for a water energy card and attach it to this Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. So not super reliable because you could flip a tails immediately and get nothing for that. But if you attach a trick coin, you at least get a second chance to try and flip as many heads as possible. Now, Splash Burn for 2 water, 2 colorless, does 130 damage, and this attack does 10 damage to each of your benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance. Now, a good way around that would be to play the Mountain Ring Stadium from Furious Fist, which blocks damage done to all benched Pokemon. You'd be doing that Splash Burn for 130 with no recoil to the rest of your team. Here we see the Mega Evolution in Mega Gyarados-EX, with the Blast Geyser for colorless energy and 120 plus. You may do 20 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. So of course, you're not going to want to do that unless you have probably water powering up all 4 of the energy requirements. So that way you're going to be able to do, like, you don't want to do 20 more damage with just 1 water energy attached at the cost of losing 2 cards. You want to get as much damage out as you can. So if you do have water energy for all 4 energy requirements, you're going to be doing 200 damage at the cost of the top 2 cards, which isn't too bad as long as you have some ways to retrieve your cards, like Super Rod or energy retrieval, things like that. Now, the first of the BREAK evolutions in this new set, it's Golduck BREAK. And it doesn't provide a new attack to Golduck, much like Florge's BREAK from the previous expansion. This gives you a new ability, and this is a pretty good ability. Hyper Transfer. As often as you like during your turn before your attack, you may move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. My first thought is this could be run in a sort of, Aromatisse sort of way that had Fairy Transfer. It lets you move your Fairy energy around. If you have Golduck BREAK, it lets you do that plus any other energies. I'm thinking this could work well with the Fairy Garden, which allows for free retreat for your Pokemon that have Fairy energy attached. So it's definitely going to be cool to see this BREAK evolution, as well as whichever new ones are coming out, and such as I said, Greninja BREAK and Luxray BREAK, and there's 2 others that they haven't mentioned yet. So I'm interested to see which of those Pokemon, or which of those BREAK evolutions come in the form of the Pokemon. Alright, so that's all I'm going to mention for this week. As more cards from BREAKpoint are released, I'm going to do a more in-depth review of the cards as they're brought out. But for the time being, that's going to end that off. Let's get right into the 3 booster pack openings. And I'll give you guys the question of the day for you to answer in the comments and possibly get one of these code cards. Let's begin. So we're going to open up these 3 booster packs, starting with the older ones first, and then we'll get into the Breakthrough as the last pack. But to start off, we're going to give you the question of the week this week, question of the day this week. It should be called question of the week, but anyways, the question is going to be, do you have any New Year's resolutions? So, do you have anything planned for 2016 that you want to accomplish, or things you're going to try to work towards? And I'll give my response right now, actually. I don't generally make New Year's resolutions because, in a way, it almost feels like there's pressure to have to accomplish it. But I don't know. So, what I would like to do, I mentioned in the earlier part of the video, I'm looking to get possibly some new video equipment for my videos. What I would like to do for 2016 is try to improve the quality of my videos and just start putting out some more content. I have an idea for something else I'm going to start on the channel at some point. So I guess 2016 for me, if there are any New Year's resolutions to make at the end of this year, is going to be to try to improve the YouTube channel. So that is my response. For yours, if you have any New Year's resolutions, leave a comment down below with your response. Use the hashtag QOTD to put yourself into the running for one of the code cards from these booster packs that we're about to open. Alright, so as I say, we're starting with the older packs. We're going to start with the X and Y base set first. And let's see what I get. Now, I have not, myself, gotten any Mega Evolutions from these older sets yet. I have traded for a Mega Venusaur at one point. So I'm going to take the code card to the side and store it in reserve. And I didn't mention last week, I think, but when you leave your comment with the hashtag QOTD, I'm going to wait until this coming Sunday, which is December 26th, I think it is? No, 27th. And on Sunday, I'm going to actually take a look at all the comments and pick out 3 that use the hashtag QOTD and randomly select 3 comments to give these code cards to. So anyways, let's take a look at what I have pulled out of this pack. Starting with a Pumpkaboo, I have a Doduo, a Staryu, a Psychic Energy, and a Spritzee. Uncommons begin with a Dodrio, a Solrock. I don't think we're that focused. A Lunatone. Oh, it's interesting I got Solrock and Lunatone from the same set, or same pack. Can you focus? There we go. And the reverse foil is an Inkay with the upside down evolution. So if this Pokemon's confused, you can evolve it right from the deck, and the Confusion Wave confuses both active Pokemon. So it can confuse itself. Next turn, you're going to be able to evolve into Malamar. And the rare card of the pack will be a Stoutland. With Bite Off, does 60 plus. If the opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, it does 60 more damage. Wild Barking is 80 and does 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, decent power. There are more powerful cards, of course, but Stoutland is pretty bulky, and look at that mustache. Alright, so the next pack will be the awesome Mega Charizard-EX on the Flashfire pack. And again, question of the day is, do you have any New Year's resolutions? And I suppose I should have, you'll see it in like the little tagline down below, but I should have embellished by saying, and what are those New Year's resolutions? Alright, so, code card to the side. Again, use that hashtag QOTD and get into the running for one of these code cards that we're opening up today. So, starting in the Flashfire, we have a Sentret, Helioptile, a Flabébé, Pidgey, and Feebas. You got a knockout on Regice last week. I was very proud of that, Feebas. Alright, and Miltank is the first uncommon. Next is a Graveler, a Pidgeotto. The reverse foil card is a Feebas. Look at that. It was actually the other Feebas that got the knockout, if I recall, but still, Feebas does 10 damage. Same kind of damage here. Feebas got a knockout. I don't care. Legendary Regice went down. And the rare card is a Golem to go along with that Graveler. So, Stone Edge is 60 plus, flip a coin, if heads 30 more. Explosion is a powerful 150, but it does 100 to itself. Now it's interesting, some of the older cards would have things like Explosion, but they would do to the Pokemon using it the exact number of HP they had. So basically knocking itself out, just like in the video game. First of all, Golem here actually only does 100, meaning it will survive its own explosion, which is kind of crazy. But if you give this a protection cube from the Flashfire set, it does not do damage to itself at all. You can keep exploding repeatedly for 150. Alright, so that is the Flashfire pack. Now is the moment we've all been waiting for, the Mega Mewtwo X Breakthrough Pack. So once again, leave your response below to the question of the day. Do you have any New Year's resolutions, and what are they? Use that hashtag QOTD, and you can get one of these code cards, like this one here. Alright, so I'm interested to see what I get. This is, I think, only from the pre-release that I was at. This is only one of the few random booster packs I've picked up from Breakthrough. So starting off, we have a Cacnea, a Scatterbug, Rufflet, Snover, and last common is a Swablu. Now the first uncommon will be a Floette. With Aromatherapy, heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. Magical Leaf is 20. Flip a coin. If heads, 20 more damage and heal 20 from Floette. Okay. Next is a Piloswine. Push down is 30. Your opponent switches his or her active Pokemon with one of the bench Pokemon. And Gathering Footsteps. I've seen this one. 30 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each energy cost, or for each energy in the retreat cost of your Swinub, Piloswine, and Mamoswine. So that's pretty cool. You can power up like a bunch of, not even power up, you can just evolve a bunch of Mamoswine on the bench. And what you could actually do is if you have the Shrine of Memories in play, even if this evolves into Mamoswine, you can still use the Gathering Footsteps, because Shrine of Memories lets you use any of your evolution chains attacks. Alright, enough about that. The third uncommon is a Rainbow Energy. Very versatile. It provides any energy you need, only one at a time, at the cost of doing 10 damage to the Pokemon you attach it to. Now, the reverse foil card shall be a Starmie, Deep Sea Swirl. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7 cards, and Balance Bind, 30 damage. And if you and your opponent have the same number of bench Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Pretty cool, so just try to keep your bench the same level as theirs, and you can constantly get paralysis. And the rare card of the Breakthrough Pack is a Hawlucha. You did very well in the Festive Feud, my friend. High Jump Kick does 20, Skyward Kick does 40, and it's not affected by resistance. Alright, so that is the 3 booster packs. For your chance to get one of these 3 code cards, leave your response to the question of the day. Once again, it is, do you have any New Year's resolutions, and what are they? You can get into the running for one of these 3 code cards. Alright, thank you for checking out this video today, folks. Tomorrow will be the Pokémon TCG Online battle. I'm going to be focusing on a deck comprised of Noivern BREAK and a couple of friends. Come on back to the channel tomorrow to check that out. And with that, I'm going to end off this video. Thank you again for checking this video out, and I'll catch you next time.